call the Employee Retirement System of the Government of the Virgin Islands regular meeting of Board of Trustees to order, November 21st, 2019.
Trustee Callwood. Trustee Callwood.
He's excused. Sorry about that.
Trustee Cohen.
Present.
Trustee Liger.
Yeah.
Trustee Maynard.
Present.
Trustee McDonald. Absent. Trustee Smith. Absent. Chairman Calendar.
Present.
4 present, 2 absent, 1 excused.
Thank you, sir. So we have a quorum.
Mr. Chairman, we would like to reorder the agenda
Yes.
to include under executive session, number A, unfinished business, number 3, legal matters.
The executive session, under A, number 3,
Number 3.
legal matter. Need motion. Trustees, any objections?
No.
St. Croix, none?
No.
Thank you, so be it. Comments and suggestions from retirees? Are there retirees on St. Croix?
No.
Oh, not on St. Thomas? Okay. Secretary minutes, regular meeting 10/17/2019. Do I hear a motion for approval? Any corrections, additions, deletions, clarifications?
For what?
For the secretary's minutes
Which
for regular meeting 10/17/2019.
Somebody move?
No.
All right, need someone to move.
Okay, I move that we accept the minutes for our regular meeting 10/17/2019. And I'll second it.
Trustee Callwood, excused. Trustee Cohen.
Yes.
Trustee Liger.
Yes.
Trustee Maynard.
Not voting.
Trustee McDonald, absent. Trustee Smith, absent. Chairman Calendar.
Yes.
Chair 3, yes, 1 not voting. 1 excused, 2 absent. Mr. Chairman, there was a special meeting minutes that I submitted to Ms. Cooley. However, it's not on here, but I guess we'll do it in the December meeting.
December 15 meeting.
Correct.
All right. Do that. Okay, communications and correspondences.
Okay, there's one piece of correspondence that was circulated. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to prefer to read out in executive session. Also, it had to do with a settlement. I'm sorry that I submitted, but we'd like to read this in executive session.
The settlement.
Yes, it had to do with a settlement with St. Thomas, the Eastern Clinic. I'm sorry, but I would prefer to be read in executive session.
All right.
There's another piece of correspondence that came in yesterday, too late to circulate. It was after 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock I saw it. I circulated it to the board and the staff. It's dated November 20th, 2019. Mr. Austin Nibbs, Administrator, Government Employees Retirement System, 3438 Conference Garden, St. Thomas, Virgin Island, 00802. Dear Administrator Nibbs, pursuant to Virgin Islands Code, Title 3, Chapter 27, subsection 715, I am requesting to be notified of all upcoming meetings, activities, and events of the GRS Board of Trustees, as well as be provided with any previous information, agenda, minutes, to include any outstanding actions or discussions. While I was unable to attend previous meetings due to scheduling conflicts, I would like to be provided with the schedule for upcoming meetings so that I can plan in advance. Please copy my assistant, Damali Rogers, on all communications sent to me at damali.rogers@dop.vi.gov. Thank you for your understanding and assistance. If you have any questions or concerns, sincerely, Dana Clendenin, Director, copy Damali Rogers, Executive Assistant. Mr. Chairman, the law changed back in 2010, I think during the young administration of this section that includes and it reads, the Board of Trustees shall be composed of 7 members who shall be appointed by the governor with the advice and consent of the legislature, and the Director of Personnel as an ex officio non-voting member. None of the former directors never did attend. I don't know why, but I remember when this legislation was changed. And now Ms. Clendenin is asking to be notified of our meetings. We would have to do so in accordance with Chapter 3, Title 3, Chapters 27, Section 715. Now, all I can do for Ms. Clendenin is advise her of the December meeting and give her any agendas that probably for this year only. We don't have any outstanding action or discussions. The things that probably legal matters, those things are in executive session. But I will let her know when the last meeting of the Board of Trustees will be held in December. I can give her maybe a previous agenda. Maybe ask her how many years of agenda, because this is 9 years.
You're not serious, are you?
Well, I don't plan to give her 9 years. I can give her probably the agenda we just approved, or ask her what, because she said any previous information, minutes, any outstanding actions or discussions. So.
I would think you wouldn't need to go back 9 years. Probably the furthest you need to go is when she started her tenure as the Director of Personnel.
Okay, January 2019. I guess so. Okay? And I don't know about executive session because
That wasn't in my
the executive, well, I'm a little leery about that, but the executive session transcript would have to come from I don't know what we have received so far for the year. We'll have to go back and determine what executive sessions transcripts will have.
So based on what you read, should be able to sit in on the executive sessions also?
I don't know. That's something that
Mr. Nibbs raised that with me this morning, and I told him I would research it and get back to you on that.
Okay.
Okay? So just wanted to let the board know that we did receive a letter and we will comply. Okay?
All right.
I was shocked.
Okay. The end of your comment.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have no report. I then move to the administrator's report.
Okay. meetings, presentation, and appearances. On October 25th, I did meet with the executive team for VITEC in regards to outstanding items. On October 29th, we had the final walkthrough with custom builders, contract on the exterior skin project for the GRS building. We do have an amendment in regular session for that issue. On October 30th, I met with Deepak Bansal, the CPA, who did the work for Carambola on outstanding tax filings. On October 31st, participated in the leadership development training at GRS. On November 5th, I met with the former director of security for WICO. On November 13th, we met with the WICO's transition team. The retiree applications that are outstanding through November 30th, total pending application is 215. I did a little research and I found out that of that 215, about 130 are because of pending missing NOPAs. So that's a huge amount. So we are starting another project to try to contact the plan sponsor, Department of Finance, and the agencies to locate any missing NOPAs, usually the last NOPA, the retirement NOPA. But that's a huge amount of that 215 are missing NOPAs. Some are employee contributions have to be paid. Some also may be waiting for SAA, also employer contributions. Okay, that is a significant amount, and we did got caught up. But I think the last time in the last meeting there was a question as to why there was so much outstanding applications, and that's the reason why, the main reason why. Refunds, as you can see, is increasing as we speak. The regular, which is non-vested, so far we have completed 514 cases this year for a total of just about $8 million. We have 86 cases pending. So the total contributions that we paid out so far, 737 cases, $8.4 million. Death benefit cases, we are moving those along very swiftly. There was an issue with the GIRA, and that has been, we have worked around that in some way to get these cases. Some are going back 10 years and things like that, but so I've been working to get these cases out. So we have paid out $2.2 billion already on that. Life certificates, 91 came in out of 110. There were some debts, 3 debts, 13 was suspended until the necessary information is presented to us. Our payroll as of November 5th.
Let me stop you one second. Explain it to me. When you added up those numbers, you have 110 below. And I read this late last night, so maybe I missed something, but it didn't come to 110 to me.
Well, the 91. Well, this came directly from their report, and I didn't even look at that either myself. 104. 104. Okay, let's see. 81 and 14, that's 85, 10, 95, 95, 95 is. So, okay, the math in their report, I didn't do the math, I didn't look at the math.
Okay.
But you are correct. We'll have to go back and look at it again.
Okay. 16.
Okay? The math is
So
off.
maybe
I usually check everything, but I didn't check the math this time. Okay?
Okay, no problem.
Need to check math.
Can't do everything.
Well, you know. I don't know if I should blame Ms. Clendenin because it came from her.
She didn't check the
I
math.
didn't check the math either. We rely, you know, you see this thing, you look at it every time, you say, well, it's okay, but you are correct, sir. That's a failing grade for me.
That's okay.
Okay, the number of retirees as of November 15th is 8,676. It's kind of stable. So far, for the 2 months, we have expended, October through November 15, we expended $31.8 million payouts. We added to the payroll from October through November 15, 28 retirees. Plan to add, we added on November 15, 6. Placed on the payroll on November 29, 5. And we deleted so far from October to November 15, 39. It's 39 of our retirees have passed away. And the gross retiree payroll for the November 15 was 10.6, increasing, as you see. It's close to 21 point something million dollars every month.
Excuse me, Mr. Nibs?
Yes,
How many are you, or do you know how many active employees the government has presently?
that's
No, what I'm getting-
I
Well,
would
there's-
say about, the last time I looked at it, because it changes every day. The last time I looked at it, I think it was like 88,600, and it was very like a one-to-one, very close to the retirees.
Okay.
Now,
what
I
I'm-
heard that the personnel is in a hiring mode, so they've been doing fairs, so it changes, every week. But I can get that information for you.
The point that I'm making is that soon we're probably going to get to a point where we're going to have more retirees than working employees. And
I
that's
don't know.
the-
I'm not sure. I'm hearing what you're saying because a lot of the non-vested employees are leaving or cashing out because there was a Tree Island employee, Department of Personnel employment fair last week. So it appears that the government is in a hiring mode. I don't know. I mean, when I saw that they were having a fair, that's my interpretation that people are leaving, so they're trying to refill positions. There was a Tree Island affair. So I can check with you to determine as of, let's say, last or this Friday, how many people are on the rolls for a DOP, and then we'll have to check the semi-autonomous agencies also separately. We usually get a gauge maybe every 2 weeks, we can get a gauge on it because employee contributions are coming in, so we can get the number of units that are coming in. We can use that as a guide. That's what we're using as a guide. Or we go directly to Division of Personnel IT and ask them.
Okay, what I was getting to point out, this is going to be a critical point of to highlight that the last time that this has occurred was at the very beginning of the whole system. When the whole system had more employees than they did, excuse me, more employees and retirees, that were reaching a critical point.
Yes. And as you know, we have a meeting with the governor next Monday and on the legislature. So these are the things maybe we need to point out too in discussions. But
Thank you.
based on the fair, the employment fair that they had, it appears to me that they're strategically trying to increase the actives. As far as personal loans, as you can see, our portfolio is declining. Last loans expected to be retired probably in 2024, 2025. Mortgages still at 97. As far as our buildings, the White House at Havenside, the interior is clean. The air condition is acceptable. The exterior and roof need to be pressure washed. It needs a cleaning. That was discussed yesterday in the meeting also. The water pressure is unacceptable, and we're going to have to put in a pump. It needs to be maintained. And the elevator issue is still open.
Mr. Nick, I'm sorry to keep interrupting, but the elevator issue, if I'm correct, the building, the new building, the jet building that is being presently renovated for the new Senate in St. Croix, I think they're putting an outside elevator attached to it. And it might be interesting to see, it looks fairly small, and might be interesting to find out exactly who's doing it, who's installing it, and what kind of money it's costing.
Most likely is Otis. Okay, can do that. The St. Croix office complex, all repairs completed. The air conditioner system has been cleaned. As you know, we had a testing done, outside consultants, and they needed to be cleaned. So quality maintenance is being done. The generator is functioning normal. During the island-wide power outage on 11/13, it kicked in properly. We are obtaining additional estimates for painting the old GRS building, needs to be painted. And the security guard booth needs repairs in the flooring, replace the east window and screens on the north and south windows, and repainting of the exterior and interior of the structure. Also, the casino commission building, all repairs were completed. We are obtaining quotes for painting also that building. The old GRS building in St. Croix, all repairs completed 100%. The challenge is the St. Thomas office complex. We have been having some problems with the temperature in the building. It is a little cooler now since the weather is changing. However, yesterday we did finalize the response, the RFP process, and we selected someone. They have not been, they have to put in the new air conditioning. They have not been advised as yet, so I can't disclose that information. But we did select someone. The work to repair the exterior skin has commenced. This has been a problem for us. You will see in the regular session of the meeting that there is a change order because of some extensive repairs after opening up certain section of the building that have to be done. The roof also is leaking, and we have solicited estimates from at least 3 different contractors to fix the roof. The last time we were here, I think we discussed jump charges for Division of Personnel and Department of Justice. All our leases also are still not current. When I say current, I mean the no renewals portion of the leases. However, CAM charges for this building have to be developed, and they are under review by operations to present it to Department of Personnel and Department of Justice. A meeting is scheduled this week with Pleasant to discuss the leases, an addendum for a new space on the property to house their refrigerant containers. Our rental collection for the month of October: rental $20,622.80, electrical $3,063.48, for total collections of $23,686.28. Arrearages, as you can see, it's very significant. Rental, we have arrearages of $81,022.88. Electrical rental, $136,532.12. The majority of the arrearages is Department of Justice for $37,063 in rental arrearage, electrical $106,030.39. So all of our tenants except Rescare and First Bank are in arrears to some extent. I attributed some of this probably to the first month in the fiscal year. So and maybe budgets are not allotted. this is what we're going on. We are presently monitoring this. And if they do not pay up within a certain period of time in December, we will send notice to quit to these tenants. Okay? That ends my report.
Thanks, Mr. Dib. Trustees, any questions for this, Mr. Davis?
No questions?
Thinkor?
I don't
Any
have any.
questions?
No, I'm good.
Mr. Nibbs, you had a walk through with Customs Builders on October 29. I read last night that there's a request for additional funding for repair. That will be discussed.
In regular session, we asking your approval, yes.
So, what you're asking was determined through that walkthrough?
Yes,
Okay.
2 walkthroughs.
It wasn't something that they had overlooked.
No, it was not in the drawings, number one, for them to. They went based on the drawings, so they said, let's go a step further because you can see from the base that certain things are rotting and things like that, so they start opening up. Because we gave them the go ahead and open up, because from what we saw in the first walkthrough. And the engineer was there, you know, maintenance was there, everybody was there.
Our people.
Our people,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Okay. You also talked about on October 30th, you had a meeting with Mr. Benson relative to tax filing for Kevin Bowler.
Yes, because agreement was made with EDA. Unless although we're just filing information return, we have to, number one, gross receipts returns were not filed as they should. Although we don't pay gross receipt, they want to see a filing. I just put 0. So you have to go back all of those periods from probably when we got the certificate. So you have to do all of those. You have to do gross receipts. I think he filed some of the occupancy tax, which we have to pay. You have to file the annual franchise tax statements to the Lieutenant Governor's office. Some payments were done with that. Also, you have to file he filed 1120S, which is an information return. You have to submit it to IRB. Okay, but it shows 0. But you have to show that's what it, you have to show the financial information, but you're not paying any taxes.
How much longer do you think he will be on this project?
Well, he has to file, we have to do 2019. And then next
So
year.
this is done monthly?
No,
Each month?
well, gross receipts are done. We finished the gross receipts in July. That's finished because remember we cut off in July. But the annual franchise tax return has to be done every year. And it's filed the June of the subsequent year. So he has to do through December, correct? And then next year he will file, June he'll file the last return. Or maybe we can file it. I don't know yet. We'll see.
You did mention you also received either a letter or an email from the Senate President's staff relative to the meeting that is scheduled for November 25th.
Yes, and I responded that we were gonna go forward because he said that he had a conflict. Here, we requested a date from them. They supplied November 25th. Came back a few days ago saying, they would like us to reschedule. They didn't give the reason why. I told them, well, we can't reschedule because we have people coming from the States. And also, we'd have to tell the governor, and then, we may not be able to reschedule another meeting for the next month or 2, because there's a lot of other things going on. So they finally said that they'll go ahead with the date.
So he was the one with the conflict, not the entire body.
He was the one with the conflict.
And we didn't-
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Because we didn't need to cancel anything or postpone anything for one person. There
Okay.
are 14 other senators who can show up.
Well, Ms. Carter was in contact with his chief of staff, and she said she asked and it was for the entire body. So I said to them, well, okay, if you cannot come, then send your chief of staff then, or somebody who can take your notes or something like that. But it's no way we could have canceled because Rocky and Alvin already,
Yeah.
and It's gonna create a nightmare.
Because they have plenty of time, and plenty notice.
My response was, what's more important than GRS today? Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Now, I have questions from me. Committee reports.
No report from the investment committee.
Anyone else? The medical review committee had a meeting scheduled on November 7th, and that was postponed. It's now being held, scheduled for December 11th. We hope that will be the last time it is postponed. Okay. Treasurer's report.
Good morning, Board Chair, other trustees. This is the Government Employees Retirement System schedule of receipts and disbursements for the month ending October 31st, 2019. Receipts from collections, loan repayment, 1,880,355. The year-to-date would be the same for fiscal 2020 because it's the first month of operation. Rent from tenants/utilities, 33,944. Rents from Havenside tenants, 454,510. Employer retirement contributions, 6,996,806. Employee retirement contributions, 4,122,629. Parking facility, 2,330. Miscellaneous, 194,604, for total collections of 13,685,178. Disbursements, annuity payments, 21,815,088. Administrative expenses, 1,619,735. Personal loans, 43,827. Mortgage loans, 20,243. Retiree loans, 6,527. Auto loans, $6. Refund of contributions, 1,014,337. Total disbursements, 24,519,764. for a total net cash deficit of 10,834,586. That's the end of the reading.
Trustees, any
No questions.
questions? Kinkroy?
No?
No.
A motion for approval?
Also move to accept the financial report.
Trustee Hollywood excused. Trustee Cohen,
Yes?
Trustee Liger,
Yeah?
Trustee Maynard,
Yes.
Trustee McDonald, absent. Trustee Smith, absent. Chairman Callahan,
Yes.
Chair 4 yes, 2 absent, 1 excused.
Thank you. The treasurer's report has been accepted. Investment officer's report.
Good morning, Mr. Chair,
Morning, sir.
other trustees. This is an update of the investment portfolio as of the month ending October 31st, 2019. The total planned return, 0.5% for the month, underperformed its benchmark by 120 basis points. Total equities, 2.2% return, was in line with its benchmark. Our total fixed income, 0.3% return, was also in line with its benchmark for the month. Total alternatives was flat at 0.0 return and underperformed its benchmark, which is the S&P 500 plus 3%, by 240 basis points. Manager performances, for the month attributable to performance was Mesero Fund, Fund 4. They had a negative 0.3% return for the month and underperformance benchmark by 268 basis points. And Mesero's Fund 5 had a negative 0.2% return and underperformance benchmark by 259 basis. As it relates to the assets and the monthly cash flow update of the plan, for the month ending October 31st, 2019, we ended at approximately $602 million. That $602 million figure excludes the member loans program and also our office complexes on St. Thomas and St. Croix. So if we look at the activity for the month of the plan, we begin with a market value of about $614 million. We had a net cash flow of about $15 million, which was funds that we drew down to pay benefits. We had income of $597,000. We had a gain in the portfolio of roughly $2.7 million, which brought us to that ending market value of $602 million. So, Mr. Chair, as you can see, and trustees, we continue to keep our assets keep declining month over month. As it pertains to fees, investment management, custodian, and consultant fees, we paid out $73,000 month to date. $42,000 was for investment management fees, and another $31,000 was for consultant fees. Year to date, we've paid $701,000. And year to date, as it pertains to securities lending funds on year to date, we've earned $2,500. Mr. Chair, trustees, that ends my presentation. Yeah, questions?
Thank you, sir. Trustee, any question? Mr. Henderson?
None.
I'm sorry, Trustee Coleman isn't here. I'm sure she would have had some comments to make about
We
it.
have plenty to discuss.
Your number is getting low.
Yes, it
It
is.
gets below 600, we really start crying. Okay. I move to regular session, unfinished business, approval of change order for custom builders exterior skin project. Janet?
Mr. Chairman, back in, I think it's 2016, is that correct? The contract, the original contract, 2016 or 2015?
Yes.
Back in 2015, we did have an RFP for this project, and then it lingered for a period of time, and then a hurricane hit in 2017. And we now just get into this project. The original contract was $688,472. And as I stated in my report, we did have two walkthroughs with the contractor, GERS staff, maintenance staff, and our engineers, Representative Jeridian Design Group. And it was very, very, very surprising and eye-opener to see the additional work that has to be done after they've opened up many parts of the building, especially on the east side. And the work has to be done. There's no way we can get away with something like this. This building is about 33 years old. And I don't know, maybe if when this meeting done, Mr. Chairman, you can go down, we can show you some of the things that have to be done if you have some time. And we asked the contractor to come up with amount of the cost, which includes material and labor, equipment for the additional work that has to be done, and he came up with a cost of, and which was discussed also with Jeridian to determine reasonableness, and came up with $389,588. So we're asking the board to approve the first change order of the exterior skin projects for the St. Thomas GRS building in the amount of $389,588.
I don't like the way you said it, the first change order.
Yeah, right.
Well, this is what he has it as number one. He has it as change order number one.
What?
And this is a
What's
first.
anticipated for change order number 2?
I cannot say, just that the way he has it is change order number one.
You know, every time there's a project, you know they're gonna be changed orders.
Not
But when you start
necessarily,
putting,
well, we don't know what can happen. There's a lot of
I
things.
agree, I just had to make that.
Yeah.
Trustees, and you,
I was gonna ask the same question, sir.
good, we're thinking on the same line.
Yes.
So I need a motion, we need a motion to, if you agree to,
Okay, I trust Mr. Nibs if he make the recommendation. So I move the motion to approve the request by Mr. Nibs.
And I'll second.
all right.
Trustee Carwood, excuse. Trustee Cohen,
Yes.
trustee Liger,
Yes.
trustee Maynard,
Yes.
trustee McDonald absent, trustee Smith absent, chairman Calendar.
Yes,
Chair 4 yes, 1 excuse, 2 absent.
thank you, sir. Okay, item number 2, recommendation on universal financial consultant.
Yes, as you know, Mr. Chairman, we did have a due diligence of Universal Financial in September. And we did, I think in a meeting in over September, we did discuss with the board that we feel that we should not entertain the proposal. Since this was before the investment committee and also before the board, my recommendation is that we need a motion not to accept proposal. For the record, a motion not to accept the universal proposal as presented, or because it's not in the best interest of the GRS, something like that. I think we need to have it documented.
See, understood?
They've been calling me, and I just needed to have some type of weight to say, look, no. I think we discussed the reasons why in the meeting the last time, so we need to have a motion to not to accept the proposal because it's not in the best interest of GRS.
Trustees?
In the best interest. Well, yes, but I would have loved to have seen a written, but what happened, we discussed it in the board meeting, and I think we had a discussion, I think, back and forth with Attorney Maynard, because I said, well, it's up, this is our recommendation, it's up to the board to make whatever decision. So Attorney Maynard said, well, you're telling us not to do it, why would you want the board to even consider it? So normally there would be a written recommendation to the full board.
Right, from the investment committee.
Correct. But since we discussed it openly, I just want to get it off get it out. We discussed it openly in full session, the board meeting, and the response from the investment chair was, you're telling us you don't recommend it. So, and I said it's up to the board, whatever decision they want to make. But since it was discussed, it's on the record already, in the stenographer's transcript, then I'm just asking that we make a motion not to accept the Universal Financial Consultant proposal because it's not in best interest. So I can officially tell them something.
Wayne?
I mean, procedurally, there should be some sort of recommendation from the investment committee, whether to accept, reject, or they have no opinion on it one way or the other. I mean, just so that, the procedure is clear. I mean, they could have a recommendation, the administrator could have the same or different recommendation, just so that the full board has the benefit of both positions.
In the absence of that?
In the absence of that, I'm not sure why there shouldn't be.
Because the investment committee has not meant to take that issue up.
Well, I think based on Mr. Nicholson, there was a discussion. I mean, I think, Attorney Maynard could chime in, if the position of the investment chair is that they concur with the administrator's recommendation not to proceed, then, that's what should be said. Something
Okay.
along those lines.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I personally did not attend the meeting in Tampa with the,
Vice Chair.
with United Financial. Therefore, I wasn't privy to the exchange, what occurred there. The vice chair of the investment committee and at least one other person, including, I think, one of the trustee, and I think Mr. Nibs, and at least one member of his staff attended that meeting. So therefore, I am not in a position to personally make any recommendation to the board because I'm totally ignorant of what happened. However, as I recall, Mr. Nibs made a presentation concerning that meeting at a subsequent board meeting. And based on what he said, it appears to me, pardon?
Was it a board meeting or an investment committee meeting?
I thought it was a board meeting.
Board meeting.
Board meeting.
It was a board meeting.
The board meeting.
And based on what Mr. Nibs said, it would be my personal position that it benefits not the GRS to accept the proposal from United Financial. That's just a personal, my personal opinion, not based on first-hand knowledge, but simply based on the representation of Mr. Nibs. So I think it would be more fitting for a trustee or trustees who attended that meeting in Tampa to weigh in on really what transpired. I think they'd be more fitting and more footing to whatever they have to say than whatever I have to say, because I really wasn't there.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, the vice chair did attend the meeting in Tampa, also trustee Carwood, vice chair is Leona Smith. Attending the meeting staff was Kathy Smith, Glenville, and myself. I think in that meeting, both the vice chair and trustee Carwood were in attendance, and they voiced the same.
It was like
Mr. Nix,
I'm sorry.
Mr. Nix, wait a minute,
Like-
please. I don't think it was Carlwood, I think it was.
No,
Mr.
no,
Light.
yeah, yes, that's right. I said live before and I asked, but it was you, Mr. Liger, and trustee Smith. And I
It
think,
was-
go ahead, sir.
No. You were
I
saying
made a-
it was you and Mr. Liger. No,
It was
myself
Mr. Liger.
And Miss Smith.
Yes, I misspoke, sir. It was Mr. Liger and Ms. Smith. Ms. Smith is the vice chair. When we did
And Grenville.
Glenville, Kathy Smith, and myself.
Yes, that's
And
correct.
when we did discuss it before the full board, trustee Smith was here, Mr. Liger was here, and they voiced the same sentiments. That it was not
Yeah,
in
that's
the best
the-
interest.
That's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. I see no benefit to the GRS after I sat and listened to the presentation. It sounds good, but when we think about it, it makes absolutely no sense for GRS. GRS would not benefit in any way. So I would agree with Mr. Nibs and Attorney Maynard that we should not accept the proposal. So I would move a motion to reject the proposal at this time.
Thank you, trustee Liger.
So Liger, he needs a second.
We need a second.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, sir.
Trustee Carlwood excused. Trustee Cohen,
Yes.
Trustee Maynard,
Not voting.
trustee Liger,
Yes.
trustee McDonald, absent. Trustee Smith, absent. Chairman Callahan,
Yes.
the chair, 3 yes, 1 not voting. 1 excused, 2 absent.
All right. So the recommendation not to accept the proposal from Universal Financial Consultant.
Supposed to reject the
To
proposal.
reject, yeah.
The motion to reject the proposal.
Motion to reject the proposal has passed. Thank you. To reject and not to accept.
One is stronger.
All right, thank you. Lawyers. Okay. Okay, this portion of the meeting will be closed to the public for matters pertaining to trade secrets and or financial or commercial information. So we will take a,
Have to vote.
I think,
Have to
Mr.
vote.
Chairman, I think Mr. Nibbs mentioned a legal matter. Did you say?
But for executive
that will be an
session.
executive session.
Pardon?
It's an executive session.
Yeah, but I thought he asked that the agenda be amended to include a legal matter.
We did that at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
There was no objection.
Okay, I didn't hear that, I'm sorry. I
No
didn't hear
vote. I mean, no voice vote.
So I need a motion to go to executive session.
Chairman, I move that this meeting move into executive session for the reason.
Okay, I'll second that.
Trustee Callwood, excuse. Trustee Cohen,
Yes.
trustee Liger,
Yes.
trustee Maynard, trustee McDonald, absent. Trustee Smith, absent. Chairman Callahan,
Yes.
chair, 4 yes, 1 excuse, 2 absent.
All right, thank you. So we take this, we move in executive session. Thank you. How much time do you need?
Are you taking a break or first?
We
Huh?
Yeah.
Excuse me? 5 minutes?
No, we're good, report.
What did it
You
say?
said they're good.
I wanted to stick around and ask a couple questions after executive session.
If you have any questions, you're gonna have to call Mr. Nibbs and talk to him,
Okay.
all right? Yeah, because sometimes it runs, we don't know whether it'll be like 10 minutes or 2 hours.
Okay. Have a wonderful evening, all right?
Yeah,
Or
you too.
good afternoon. Yeah.
Take care. Not yet, I want to see what happens Monday, all right?
So, trustees, you can take 5 minutes so the recorder can stretch her legs.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
5 minutes, see you then.
Yes.
And whatever other extremities you have.
Morning. I'm okay. How are you doing? Yes.
Okay, what do we have there?
Okay, they're taking a 5-minute break. Any exhibits that you have for the meeting, I'm gonna get them to put on the screen, the shot of, like I showed you, but I'm gonna take out the name, I'm taking out any identifier, but I'm only gonna leave their age, so you can know what the age is and show what they're doing. Because like we have some people 50 now. What do you do? Well, yeah, it's hard to get a job. I don't know what the skill set is, but it's hard to get a job when you're 59.
Okay, I haven't seen it since.
We have age 2,000, depending on the percentage, you might have 1,000 or more people. Can do extra another job. So,
We're not in the main domain, we drive across the street. I'm not sure what the date.
So I just want to be able to put that on the screen, because to me, when you see it visually, it hits home. But I don't want their names in it, because I don't want them coming to me saying, what about